The Luke Skywalker issue of Age of Rebellion gives us a look at the character in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, a time period not often explored in Star Wars, even back in Legends. Luke joins a rebel strike team attacking an Imperial mining facility. It's guarded by KX security droids, but he cuts through them like butter. After playing a little bit of the Fallen Order combat, it is not easy to take those things down, even as a Force user. All the rebels are impressed and excited to have Luke with them except their commanding officer. He notes that the only other person he's ever seen wield a lightsaber like that is Darth Vader. The Major recognizes that there is danger in Luke if he can be tempted away to the dark side, and that's when we cut to a conversation between Vader and the Emperor, discussing exactly that. The Emperor reaches out in the Force to start messing with Luke, not communicate with him so much as just make him feel the presence of darkness. The rebels steal a ton of fuel and begin to make their escape, but Luke urges them to break protocol and jump early. A Star Destroyer appears out of nowhere, and the Emperor pushes this idea that Luke knows best. In this case, he was correct, and the Major overruled him. The Emperor wants Luke to start thinking like him. I know what's best for these lower beings, and I should be allowed to make the rules, and they can get in line or suffer the consequences of ignoring me. But the Emperor keeps building on that. He pushes on Luke's feelings of guilt for allowing them to fall under attack, for not forcing them to listen. And the Emperor creates a vision in Luke's mind where he leaves it all behind, returns to a peaceful life of farming, and has a family. But Luke snaps out of it and instead joins the Rebel Major in an escape shuttle, not to flee the battle, but to offer themselves up as priority targets for the Empire so the rest of the strike team can escape. This issue was a pretty cool look at two of Luke Skywalker's major struggles. The more immediate one is that between the light and the dark, which he will soon face in the events of Return of the Jedi. The Emperor tries to push Luke towards the dark, but he doesn't really take the bait, and of course he ultimately rejects the dark side during the Battle of Endor as well. So then the Emperor tries a different approach, removing Luke from the fight. If he can't be an ally, he can at least be taken off the battlefield. That doesn't happen right away, but of course we know Luke eventually decides that's what's best. He returns to a simple life away from the fighting, but that's the struggle of a Jedi. How do you help the galaxy without giving into violence and therefore darkness? It's nearly impossible, but Luke does eventually find a way during the Battle of Crate. For just a couple fun things I noticed this issue, Luke is flying a different X-Wing with blue markings after leaving his last one on Cloud City. Coaxium makes an appearance, looking just like we saw it back in Solo, A Star Wars Story, and the commandeered Imperial support vessel is modeled after the Dreadnought-class heavy cruiser from the Legends Thrawn trilogy. I liked Greg Pak's look into Luke and where his head was at in between episodes 5 and 6. He's still on his journey to become a Jedi, and he's still finding out what that means. This was one of the better issues of Age of Rebellion, and the series has been giving me confidence for Pak as he prepares to take over the main Star Wars line of comics. Let me know what you thought of the issue in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.